Okay, here we are again. This time we are drawing Ava and little uh, gothy wizard lady, and she is part of a new group my wife and I are playing in with my eldest friend. He and I, we know each other since we were 19, and now this is 22 years later. So since a long time, I am enjoying to play D&D as a player and not as a DM. So I thought I surprised the group with a painting of the characters. And I already spoke about that in the last video, so let's dive into what I think about Vox Machina and making D&D more mainstream as it was back in the old days. Back in the old days means for me in the second part of the 90s and the first part of the 2000s. So back then you have been you played D&D, and as a D&D player you had this, at least in my region in Germany, you had somewhat an elitist point of view because what are doing the others, huh? They are going to the bar and have some drinks, chit-chatting about shit, and we are killing a dragon. So, what do they know? It's partially this, and partially you've been a nerd, which is cooler today as it was back then, to say the least. Let's think about a world where D&D is mainstream. You have no problem to find new players because basically everyone knows about D&D, and with the experience of, in my case, around almost 30 years of role-playing, you could guide new players into that. So D&D as a mainstream phenomenon would be a great opportunity for us old players to enjoy the game with new players, and to make it much easier to find new players for a group instead, as at least I experienced it in the past. This said, I understand that there is some sorrow about the quality of the product, namely the quality of the D&D rule books and storybooks. But let's think about it. If more people play D&D, we probably will have a decrease in percentage of good books. So you probably have to choose wisely to find the 100 good things out of the 500 books in total, but I rather choose that instead of choosing the 5 good out of the 10 books in total. Those are extremes. It will probably never be 1,000 books in total, and it's definitely more than 10 books today, but you get the thought. I prefer to look a little closer what is good and what is bad, and also we will not lose what we have today. You will still have the D&D 5 and all the rule books that you have actually in your shelves. You will always be able to find the PDFs in the internet, and you will probably be able to buy those books as they are today for a long time. So the fear that D&D becomes worse because Critical Role makes D&D mainstream is just a fear about something that could happen in the future, and it never plays out well for us as people, as clients, as community, as anything, anyone, to fear the future just because it could be worse as it is today. So I rather think of D&D becoming more mainstream as a good thing, and I would love to live in a society where everyone plays D&D in the evening instead of everyone watches soccer or Netflix in the evening. The office talk would be much more interesting, and I would rather discuss the stats of a beholder between the edition 3 and 3.5 and 5 with my colleagues, instead of talking about if Bayern München has won yesterday 3-2 or 3-1. So, yep, I really appreciate the public work that the cast of Critical Role does for us role players, and they make us a little cooler. That's a good thing for everyone. And I just realized, as the video is actually really a little shorter, we are roughly under 7 minutes. I have to hurry, and so therefore, yeah, that's what I wanted to say so far. I wish the best to the Critical Role people, to their show, and I enjoyed the first 6 episodes. I'm looking forward to this week's Friday to see episode 7 to 9. And yeah, that's so far. You can see we are also almost done with our little friend here, Ava, the goth wizard lady, and may she become a friendlier version of Tasha. So I'm very hopeful when it comes to that, and I see you in the next video. Then it will be probably Corinna, the ranger. Until then, leave me a like, a comment, subscribe. Bye! Bye bye. Bye bye.